Hey guys, how's it going? I am throwing on my boots because we're going to work on a project today that I am super excited about. If you guys have been following along, there's this kind of triangular bed kind of in between our garage and our house that is right in the entryway of our house that you see when you come in. And I used to have it all planted up and it was really pretty and I liked it. I was kind of adding things to it slowly, but I had to take everything out because there was a big tree in the center of that bed, and essentially the giant tree had a whole bunch of rot in the center of it, and we had to have it cut down. And that pretty much laid that space in our driveway just to total waste for like months. It took months to clean up because that tree was absolutely massive. We ended up surrendering a couple months in and just telling people to come get the wood, because it was just a huge project, and the pieces of wood were just so massive. The trunk was so big around that it was just going to take us an eternity to get it done. So we were like, if anybody wants it, come get it. You guys can have it. So we finally got it all cleaned up, gave all the wood that we wanted to away. We ended up storing a ton of it. We should have wood for the rest of the winter, for most of the winter anyway, hopefully, which is incredible because the tree used to keep the house cool in the summertime. Now it's going to keep it warm in the winter. So we are getting back to this space today, and I'm going to show you how it's looking at the moment. I planted one thing in this space because the other day when I was starting to kind of finish clearing it out and getting it ready for new plants, I had an idea of putting something in here. So I just hurried up and dug it out and planted it here. It was a bush that I had somewhere else that I wanted to move anyway because it wasn't doing very well in its spot. And now it has shocked a little bit because it has been so hot. You'll notice that the leaves are kind of droopy on it, but I've been watering it every day. We're going to continue to do that, and it should be fine. It should come out of it. It just needs to be babied along a little bit, and that's okay. We can do that. So this here is the space that we're going to be working on. You can see the big stump there in the middle. That's where our container is that we just showed you in last week's video, the container tour. We have a beautiful bed over here with some different things going on, but this bed did have a whole bunch of stuff in it, like I mentioned earlier, but we had to take everything out for the tree. As you can see, we are still dealing with a lot of leftover sawdust and stuff that we're trying to do our best to deal with, but it is so mixed in with the driveway rocks and everything, and I'm just not really sure how much more we're going to be able to get, but we're trying to get that cleaned up as best we can. Back in the back there, you can probably see there's a sad looking hydrangea back there. I have a slow hose on it back there. Let's come back here and take a look. So this is a limelight hydrangea. This gets 6 to 8 feet tall and wide, so I made sure that there was a good amount of space on either side of the walkway here. But I think that once this stops shocking and starts growing and looking gorgeous, that this plant is just going to fill in this corner, soften the edges of the walkway here, and just be a gorgeous backdrop. It is really going to fill in this space, and I think it's going to be awesome. So that's what I moved in the other day. Like I said, it's not looking so great, but that's okay. It'll be fine. It'll pick up and be just fine in a couple of days, hopefully. So today we ran to the garden center and I picked up a couple of beautiful plants that we're going to be adding to this bed right behind me. We're also going to be adding some more things. So this is going to be, I guess, kind of like a part one, although it's not really going to be official. You can just kind of follow along as we add stuff. So we took a trip to the garden center today, and the garden center that we went to is called Piney Creek Nursery or Greenhouses. I'm not sure which one. I think it's Piney Creek Greenhouse. But it is a gorgeous nursery that we have here local to us, and I took a couple of video clips while we were there because I just kind of wanted to show it to you guys. I figured you would appreciate it as much as I do. This place is absolutely gorgeous. As you're walking through the space, it is just so inspirational. They have so many beautiful pairings of plants, and The place is just honestly so calm and peaceful and beautiful. I love it. I love going there just to relax, just for inspiration. A lot of times I leave without even buying anything. I just go there because it's a beautiful place to walk around, to feel inspired, and to just see some really beautiful things. Today though, I did buy some things and we picked up this beautiful, look at this thing. I love the look of this. It's so gorgeous. This is a Serbian cypress called Celtic Pride. Now, this is an evergreen, and it is a low-growing evergreen, so it gets about 1 to 3 feet tall, so top out at 3 feet potentially, and it's about 4 feet wide, so it's a very low-growing kind of ground cover situation. And I love that we're bringing something evergreen into this space because that's something that this space does not have. We have the emerald green arborvitae right beside the walkway, but this particular bed, we had the tree in there. Now the tree is going to be gone, and I really want to bring some interest to this space, and I think this is a beautiful way of doing it. It's going to add some interesting texture to the ground, and I have some other fun ideas that we can do to bring some winter interest to this space, but you guys will just have to come back and see what I do for that. We also picked up some gorgeous sedum or stone crop. This one right here, I actually picked up 2 different kinds, I believe. This one is Sun Sparkler Dazzle Berry. Look at that color. Now these are starting to get their fall color, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I love the darker color of the leaves and then the contrasting bloom color of that beautiful like pink, I guess you could call it. These plants grow 8 inches tall with an 18-inch spread. So what that means, what that tells me is you could look at this and think that it's going to stand upright. It does not. It actually will kind of like splay out across the ground and only get about 8 inches tall. So this is another sort of like ground cover type situation, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I have some other sedum that is really similar to this in a different part of the garden, and it is looking so gorgeous. It's actually at the entrance of our driveway, and every time I pull in, it's so striking and gorgeous. I love it, so I'm really excited to bring that same color down here next to the house. Now, this other type of sedum that I have right here, I wanted to kind of put them together so you can see a little bit of a difference there. This one's a little more pink. This one has like some pink and white in it, if you can see that. It's just a little bit of a different coloration in their blooms. This one is called Sun Sparkler Plum Dazzled. Okay, and these guys also get 8 inches tall and about a 16-inch spread. So a little bit smaller of a spread, but still more of like a spreading, not an upright type plant. Really pretty. I got several of those that we're going to add to the garden today. And I also got some baby butterfly bushes. Now I say baby, but they're really just miniature. This one is called Buzz Midnight, and this butterfly bush grows 36 to 48 inches tall and 36 to 48 inches wide. So 3 to 4 feet tall and wide on these butterfly bushes, and we actually planted some of these up actually by the sedum that I was just talking about at the entrance of our property, at our driveway, and I am absolutely loving them up there. They are gorgeous, and because they're such a smaller structure, they're really easy to tuck into a flower bed. Traditional butterfly bushes are like huge, like they call them second-story plants because they get that tall. They get like, I don't even know, what are the stats, like 10 to 15 feet tall and wide on some varieties. They're insane. So I got a couple of these. They're all the same variety. We're going to go ahead and place these today. I also think I might look around the property a little bit because there's some things that I might want to shift around. I don't know, I kind of get caught up in like moving plants around, and then it turns into like a whole different thing. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll just stick to these today and save that for another video because that might take a while. But let's get these placed and planted. I need to get them watered in, and then I'll show you what it looks like in the end. and see how dirty I am. Not too bad. This might be a new video thing. See how dirty and sweaty I am by the end of the video. I know like those time-lapse things, it makes it look like super easy and like super quick, you know, like really easy and like not much effort at all. It actually is, and that's why I show you my sweaty face at the end. Anyway, she's all planted. She looks good. I changed my mind a little bit about where I wanted to place some things. So let me show you what we ended up with for now. Okay, so this is where we are. I decided to put the sedum here in this front little tiny triangle space because my thought is it's going to be gorgeous to have this whole area just like filled out in that purple pink color. I think that's going to be really pretty. Some of them are standing straight up right now. So this guy right here, he's standing straight up right now. And that's because when they were all together in the flat, they were like holding each other up and so giving strength to each other to stand up. As this is out on its own and there's nothing supporting it, it'll start to lay down like the rest of them. I'm just hoping they all lay down in the right direction. I might have to like turn things around a little bit because I want them to grow and fill in this little front area here. After that, we have our cypress here, which is really small at the moment, but remember it's going to get 4 feet wide, so I think it'll fill in most of the space that I've given it here. There'll obviously be some space around the edges and everything, but that's okay. I kind of wanted it centered and to be like a nice texture right in the middle. I was originally going to put the sedum here, but I decided that I like the sedum up here in the front a lot more. And we can do something that's kind of in between the 3 to 4 foot tall buddleia and in between this guy here and just give us a little bit of another color. I'm thinking maybe more of like a bluish color or maybe more of a yellow color. I'm not sure. I want to bring something else in right here. And we kind of have like a color blocking thing going on with like the purplish color, the green, then we'll have a different kind of hue here. Maybe we could even do like a type of grass or something that doesn't get taller than the butterfly bushes. And then we have the butterfly bushes here in the back. So these will get 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. So I think they will make a nice, just kind of drift here. Right in front of the tree, we have our container here, which I just watered. It was looking a little sad. It's starting to perk back up. And then we have this space over here, which we're actually going to be putting like a little stepping stone pathway right here because we walk through here all the time. So I need to keep this space open for a pathway, but we have all of this yet to think about what we want to do. It's not super wide, but I definitely don't just want to leave it blank. And then swinging around to the other side, we have our hydrangea back there, which again, it looks really sad right now, but just imagine it full and healthy and gorgeous and just like this huge accent back there. It's really gonna, I think, draw your eye up the pathway, just like make you want to come up and look at it. At least it would make me want to come up and look at it. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm like, ooh, hydrangea, let me go see it. Anyway, so all of these plants that I use today are really tough plants. The sedum, the butterfly bush, and even the cypress that I planted are pretty tough plants. And that's because this space gets nailed with really hot afternoon, evening sun. It gets the hottest part of the day sun. It gets a little bit of shade in the morning, but this space just gets nailed and it's kind of dry. And so I wanted to use some stuff that was really going to just look great, even in kind of harsh conditions. Our hydrangea back there is in a little bit more shade, a little bit more protected the rest of the day than the rest of the things. But actually my hydrangeas that are up by the road get more sun than this one will. So it'll be interesting to see how this hydrangea does back here. I think it should be fine. Look at my hands. Jeez Louise. But that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. We're going to be looking for some more things to add to this space. I might even like not pack this space completely full with perennials because this is the entrance to our house. I might I probably will want to use some annuals. So it'd be really nice to leave a little bit of space, some pockets where I can throw in some supertunias for some coleus, whatever I'm feeling that year. So I probably won't pack it full, but I definitely want it to, like, you know, be gorgeous. Well, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow along to see how this bed turns out. I can't wait to get the rest of the plants in here, whatever they may be, and mulch the space. Mulch just makes everything look amazing. I can't wait to get it all buttoned up and gorgeous. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, put them in the comment section below. I will try to answer them as best I can, and we will see you in the next one.